Welcome everybody, Holland Trickster here for another episode of Kilt Built. Something I want to talk about real quick today. I made this note a while ago. Might just be a t-shirt idea or something. But I was going to run through it. You can tell me what you think in the comments. Basically, everybody always hears that, just be yourself. You know, if somebody doesn't like you for who you are, then you shouldn't be around them. You just be yourself. Be yourself. Do what makes you happy. Find your own truth. All this other bullshit. And I say bullshit not because it's nonsense. That's not what I mean. There's valid points to it. My point is it's not enough to just be yourself, because I think that comment holds a lot more weight to it than people actually give it. It's not enough to be yourself. Something like that requires intention. You have to decide to be yourself every day, because it takes a lot of effort and energy and willpower to overcome peer pressure, to overcome what your culture tells you to do, what the government tells you what to do, what you've been taught in school, what your friends are doing, what your family wants you to do, what they've taught you to do, what they're doing, which are not always the same thing, and a whole multitude of other stuff. Now, none of that is to say that your friends are telling you the wrong thing, overthrow the government or don't go to school or any of that kind of stupid stuff. But what I am trying to say, is that everything you've learned and things that you feel like you intrinsically know in your heart, it requires, one, that you synthesize that for yourself instead of being just a sad, pathetic sap who just does what he's told, or the good little soldier who just does what he's told. Like, there's a time and place for that, but just like as you move up in rank or as you grow into adulthood, you should have taken proper time to synthesize lessons you've been taught, figure out what they mean and what people were trying to teach you, and if you should keep all elements of that. So I'll give you an example of it's not just a thing about being yourself. You have to decide to be yourself. This channel is called Kilt Built. And the reason it is because I started trying to fix things in my life and be a different person ever since I first started wearing a kilt. And I can talk about the story about why I started wearing it at another time. And that's not to say, I wasn't an adult and I wasn't doing things before I wore it. But the story will kind of tell you. So I started wearing it. I liked it, and wearing a kilt is a weird thing. And I just don't do it just for this YouTube channel. Like, I've worn it to work, I've worn it to school, I've worn it, just out and about, going places, around family, friends, all this type of stuff. And there is not a single person that hasn't at first looked at me weird for a second. So every time I go to a restaurant or, just walk around someplace I haven't been, I just recently did a trip, 3 hours from the town I'm in now, and, stopping to get gas. It's not a normal thing to see. I don't expect it to be. I don't freak out that people look at me weird. But you do notice it. So, to even now, it's something I like to do. I like it. I'm comfortable in it. It has all these other things about me, but it is weird. I never forget that. So every time I wear it, every time I go into a store to buy something, every time, I stop to get gas in a weird place, it comes into my mind. And sometimes I've been like, well, don't stop here. Or just push through further than you normally would. For whatever reason. Some of it's not shame, but it is like, sometimes it's like, you just don't want to deal with the people. Like, I walk into a place full of working class people, and you see a guy sitting there wearing all Carhartt, but he looks like a tub of melted ice cream, and he's looking at you like you're the weird person who's about to go home and you know pleasure somebody of the same gender, and it means it in a derogatory way, and meanwhile he's sitting there looking like he's two donuts two donuts in the wind from having a cardiac event, but he's had five donuts and you're the fucking weirdo. So you know, there's some merit to being yourself, but realize that you're not everyone's cup of tea, but there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that there are things about yourself that you have to decide to constantly be. And sometimes that's just being a good person or doing the right thing. It's not easy. And it's not something that comes natural. The people that tell you to be yourself, they're just, parrots. Usually, they're just parrots repeating what they've been told, or their teachers told them, or, their parents or whatever. It's not something they've even actually thought about. Not all good advice is coming from people that even use that advice. So, yep, that's the message for today. Don't just be yourself. Decide every day to be that person. If that person is somebody worth being. So, Simplify, carry on, and I'll see you next time.